If you've ever felt like you're just, drifting, reacting to stuff instead of really setting your own direction, then this deep dive is definitely for you.
Yeah, today we're looking at excerpts from a book called Journey to You, a step-by-step guide to becoming who you were born to be.
That's a big promise, becoming who you were born to be.
It is. The
Yep.
book claims to offer a path, a real way to figure out your life's purpose and actually, become that person. It talks about shortcuts developed over 20 years,
Shortcuts based on?
blending ancient wisdom with modern theories. The whole idea is boiling down complex stuff into actionable steps, things you can actually use for, like permanent positive change.
And you get a feel for the author's own journey, right? From the start.
Totally. Growing up in Evanston, Illinois, modest background, working since age 10, shoveling snow, lawns, you name it.
And that high school 4.0 GPA.
Huh. Yeah, girls per attempt. Gives you a sense of maybe a different kind of drive back then.
But it shows that hustle, doesn't it? That creative problem solving early on.
Exactly. Like DJing or opening that non-alcohol nightclub, the Funky Pickle. Staying open later, finding a niche. It's a pattern.
Right. And the author sets themselves up as a mentor, someone who's learned things the hard way.
Yeah, sharing lessons from often painful hands-on experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're saying, I made these mistakes so you don't have to, like getting a map through a minefield.
Okay. So how is this journey structured in the book?
Well, the sources lay out four main parts. Part one is establish the foundation, understanding who you are.
Makes sense. Gotta start there.
Part two is about realize prominent, positive change. This introduces the 7 life-altering principles, they call it, the SLAP.
The SLAP. Okay, get you.
Part three is become who you were born to be, focusing on finding your what, using something called the 7 seeds of your soul.
Your what? Okay.
And part four is forge your path and create your legacy, things like a coat of arms exercise.
Gotcha. So for this deep dive, we're digging into parts I and 2 mostly.
Yeah, let's focus there. The foundation for self-understanding and those core principles for change. That feels like the right place to start.
All right. Part 1. Establishing the foundation. Why is this so important? What's the problem it's solving?
The big idea here is why people don't reach their potential. The book argues it's because they live like a windsock.
A windsock, just blown around by whatever comes along.
Exactly. Letting chance, other people's whims, dictate their path. No internal compass.
I can picture that. Just reacting, no stability.
And the core insight is that for real, lasting change, you need to understand yourself deeply and set what the book calls deep anchors into your soul.
Deep anchors, okay.
Without them, you either get blown way off course or, maybe more commonly, you have a brief burst of change, like loving a new car for a month.
Oh, yeah. The novelty wears off.
Right. And then you drift back to the old ways. So these anchors are meant to prevent that drift, to make the change stick.
So how do you stop being a windsock? How do you set these anchors?
A key tool presented is Dr. Thomas Gordon's 4 stages of learning. It's a model for how we learn anything, but the book applies it to self-reinvention.
Learning how to learn about yourself, basically.
Kind of, yeah. Or learning how to change. The end goal is stage 4. Unconscious competence. Mastery. Being in the zone.
Okay, walk us through these stages. What does stage 1 look like?
Stage 1. Unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. You're unaware of your problems, your blind spots, even your real strengths sometimes. And you definitely don't know how to fix things.
So you might be messing up, but you think everything's fine. Or maybe you blame everyone else.
Exactly. That what's wrong with the rest of the world attitude. Or just operating on autopilot, reacting without thinking. Growth here requires conscious effort. You have to be, as the book says, ruthless in identifying where you live in this stage.
Okay, so ignorance isn't bliss here. What's stage 2?
Stage 2, conscious incompetence. Now, you know there's a problem. You can identify the weakness or the skill you lack, but you don't have the desire or maybe the know-how to actually fix it yet.
So awareness dawns, but you're not acting. Or maybe you don't know how to act.
Right. You're aware, but you lack proficiency or a process. This is where you start gaining control, though, because awareness is the first step.
Okay, aware but not yet skilled. What's stage 3?
Stage 3, conscious confidence. Now, you can do it. You can get the results you want, handle the problems. But it takes real effort, focus, concentration.
Like learning to drive. At first, you're thinking about every single move.
Perfect analogy. Or the amateur golfer thinking through the whole swing. The book calls it concentrated skill. You haven't mastered it enough to make it effortless or, say, easily teach it. It requires practice to move past this.
Which brings us to the goal, stage 4.
Stage 4, unconscious competence. Mastery. It's second nature. You don't even think about it. Like the pro golfer just swinging, or the book mentions Carlson Gracie Jr. in jiu-jitsu, pure instinct.
You can do it while multitasking. You can teach it easily.
Exactly. And the source makes a point that reaching this stage, even in just one area of your life, brings huge psychological and even spiritual benefits. The world rewards mastery.
So understanding these stages helps you pinpoint where you are with different skills or aspects of yourself and see the path forward.
Precisely. It's a map for growth. And a big part of building this foundation, this self-understanding, involves digging into your past influences, often the unconscious ones.
Okay, how do I do that?
The book introduces some pretty intense exercises. They stress brutal honesty, doing it privately, like in a journal. One major one is called the Vortex of Vulnerability.
The Vortex of Vulnerability sounds intense.
It is. The goal is to uncover past patterns still affecting you today. It asks you to look at recent times you lost it, yelled, sent a nasty email, whatever losing control means for you.
Why at those moments?
To recognize your triggers. What throws you off balance? You replay the moment, notice the physical sensations, like the example of Mary B. screaming about spilled cereal, tight body, high blood pressure.
Okay, identifying triggers. What else?
Step 2 is identifying 3 unequivocal, life-altering moments. To be positive or negative. Father leaving, first love, graduation, maybe even a big failure. Things that really shaped you.
And the point is?
To understand how you internalized those events, how they became part of your character. The example of Todd S. father leaving made him feel unlovable, expect abandonment, maybe sabotage relationships.
Wow. Okay, so triggers, defining moments. What's step 3?
This one's tough. Identifying the disconnect between how the world sees you and how you want to be seen.
Oof, that gap between intention and perception.
Exactly. Why do you think people see you differently? How does that clash feel? Like James T. wanting to be kind but seen as self-centered because he complains or doesn't return calls. It makes him feel unlikable, so he acts unlikable. A cycle.
Or the manager who thinks he's great, but the staff sees a control freak.
Right. These disconnects often live in that unconscious incompetence stage.
Yeah.
You don't realize the impact you're having. The goal is understanding how much this disconnect affects you, maybe revealing lies you've been telling yourself.
So how do you bridge that disconnect? Just guessing isn't enough, right?
No. The book outlines a process for getting actual feedback. Creating a list of direct questions: do I act like a good friend? Do I badmouth people? And asking one person in your inner circle at a time.
Oh, wow. That takes courage.
Huge courage. You have to commit not to get angry, just listen, take notes. It's described as brutal, but the insights are invaluable. Then you repeat it with others.
And then you synthesize all this, the triggers, the life events, the feedback.
Yes, look for correlations, patterns. Maybe the father issues connect to adult relationship behaviors. Write down common themes. Difficult truths might surface, but accepting them lets you make better choices.
It's about taking responsibility for the now, based on understanding the then.
Exactly. The sources are very clear. Understand the past, yes, but don't use it as an excuse now. Take responsibility for who you are today. There's also a quick mention of the vortex of invincibility.
The flip side.
Yeah, identifying positive drivers. Moments where time stood still, things you accomplished, things that made you feel truly alive. Like Mark A. feeling proud working at a soup kitchen, seeing both sides.
The shadows and the light. Makes sense. What else is foundational in part 1?
One more crucial piece, your circle of 4.
Your closest people. Mentors, friends, family.
Yes, the book makes a strong claim that these 4 cornerstones actively reflect your life. Your outlook, your focus, even your median net worth, it suggests, mirrors theirs.
Wow, that's a stark point about net worth.
It's meant to grab your attention. The message is, be incredibly conscious of who you surround yourself with. Choose accountability partners who lift you up, whose goals align with or exceed yours, because others can inadvertently drag you down.
Choose your circle wisely. Powerful stuff. Okay, so that's the foundation. Understanding learning, vulnerability, influences, your circle. Ready for part 2.
Let's do it. Part 2. Realize permanent positive change. This is where we get the SLAP principles.
Remind us what SLAP stands for again.
It's the 7 life-altering principles. And the core idea here is that your power to influence yourself is immense, greater than influencing others. You can work through past trauma.
But it takes work, right? Not just reading about it.
Absolutely. Pen to paper, practice, living the principles until they become part of you. The book hits that theme hard. Wherever you go, there you are. You can't run from yourself, but you can become who you want to be.
Okay, principle number 1. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
It's the idea that your life is basically the sum total of your choices. Yeah, no moments are those specific decision points, big and small, all day long.
The crossroads moments.
Exactly, where you choose growth or regression. Taking control of these moments, choosing the path with the best long-term benefits, even if it's harder short-term, that's the key to fulfillment.
Like the author's example of helping a friend choosing a way that felt right versus one that felt compromising.
Right, it's about making choices congruent with your soul, focusing on the result you want, not just the difficulty of the choice now, making it easier for the you of tomorrow to thank the you of today.
I like that framing. Okay, principle 2.
Reclaim the canyon. This is about creating space, a pause, like the Grand Canyon between an event and your reaction.
Instead of just reacting instantly.
Yeah. Our default is often instant, thoughtless reaction, like stepping over a sidewalk crack, no thought involved. But pausing lets you quiet the emotion, gather thoughts, respond rationally.
Is it always possible to pause?
Maybe not if a kid runs into traffic, no.
Yeah.
But for most everyday things, comments from others, frustrating situations, yes. Great communicators do this. Mandela, Gandhi, you develop the skill. Pause first, speak second.
Taking control of your response, and linked to this is take the initiative.
Right. It challenges that passive idea that life just happens to you. The source argues most experiences are actually within your control if you're proactive.
Like the reckless driver example, instead of just reacting with rage.
You take initiative by being aware, checking mirrors, anticipating, maybe avoiding the whole situation.
Right.
Or in business, not just reacting to failure, but proactively talking to clients, understanding needs, stacking the odds in your favor before a big pitch. It's about creativity and determination.
Conscious response, conscious shaping. Got it. Principle
The
2.
sufficiency theory. This is about finding contentment internally, not chasing external stuff endlessly.
So less focus on material things or needing approval.
Exactly. Minimizing desires, relying less on outside validation, patience, perseverance, moderation. Desiring less actually leads to more self-reliance, harmony, balance. It counters what the book calls the utopian myth.
The I'll be happy when trap. When I get the job, the house, the money.
Rocco just keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
And you never actually enjoy today. The book quotes, "The destination is the road. The journey is the destination."
So how do you apply this sufficiency idea?
Through the sufficiency paradigm shift. Basically, you reverse it. Start feeling the peace and contentment now, as if you've already achieved your goals.
Act from that place.
Yes. Want to be happy with your spouse. Start being the amazing partner you imagine you'd be if you were happy. Give the massage. Cook the dinner. Act from peace. Want a baby. Make love. Save money. Enjoy the process from a place of peace. It takes consistent effort, but the idea is it works everywhere.
Interesting. Shifting the internal state first.
Okay.
Principle 4. Retrain your brain.
This one's about experiencing life fresh, without the filter of preconceived notions, like seeing with a blank slate.
Like an artist seeing shapes and colors, not just a tree.
Kind of, yeah. Routine makes us complacent, stops growth. Your perception shapes your reality. Remember Shakespeare. Nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Don't let what you think you know stop you from learning more.
And avoid generalizations like, I'm too old for that.
Exactly. The author mentions his mother climbing a wall, defying those limits. It's also about not compressing events, treating each situation as unique, not just assuming it's the same as a past problem, and letting go of the past.
Letting go.
How? By recognizing that any past event you keep reliving becomes part of your identity now. Be selective about the memories you hold on to. Don't let old hurts dictate today's actions. This leads to the concept of the present future.
Yogi Pachan's idea, the treadmill.
Right. You can't control the past or future. The present is fleeting. But you control the present future by constantly loading the front of that metaphorical treadmill with what you want: feelings, dreams, goals. It gives you control over where you're heading.
And this links to not needing a crystal ball, not being afraid of the unknown.
Yes. Refusing to try things because you don't know the outcome. The book calls that a death sentence. It limits you, denies the world your potential. Quiet that voice of conjecture, that fear, and retrain your brain to embrace discovery.
Okay. Principle 5, the altar of Jack's Cathedral.
Yeah.
Significant.
It's about focus. Where do you put your life force, your energy? It uses the vitality curve exercise.
Vitality curve.
Yeah, you map key life areas, family, friends, work, hobbies, spirituality onto a curve. Identify your top 20%, what brings the most joy, fulfillment, the vital 70%, acceptable, necessary stuff, and the bottom 10%, what drains you, causes stress.
Ah, so it visually shows where your energy yields the best results
Mhm.
and where it's wasted.
Precisely. Then you act on it. First, address that bottom 10%. Understand why it's there, what lesson it might hold, but then actively try to eliminate or manage those energy drains. People, activities, whatever they are.
Even if it means hard choices, like managing contact with a difficult relative or delegating a hated task.
Yes, no excuses, the book says, if removing it vastly improves your life. Think Jack Welch and cutting underperforming units, applying that ruthlessness to your own life for overall health.
Okay, deal with the drains, then what?
Examine the vital 70%. Can these be improved? Move towards the top 20%. Or do they actually belong in the bottom 10%? And most importantly, focus on that top 20%. That's where your passion lies, where your energy should primarily go.
And the Six Sigma analogy comes in here, striving for near perfection.
Yeah, applying that quality mindset. What would Six Sigma quality look like in your family life, your work, your hobbies? Total commitment, authenticity, engagement.
Raising the bar across the board, but focusing energy smartly. Okay, Principle 6, the not-so-golden rule. Why not so golden?
It questions the motive behind doing good. The golden rule, karma, they can imply an expectation. Do good, get good back. Quid pro quo.
But life isn't always fair, right? Good deeds don't always prevent bad things from happening.
Exactly. The book gives examples, bad things happening to good people, criminals getting away with things. So the principle is, do good because it's the right thing to do, because love is your motive, not because you expect a reward or fear punishment.
So detach the action from the expected outcome. Act from an internal principle.
Yes. Find peace and contentment in the action itself, in living from a place of love, not in waiting for the universe to pay you back. It's about achieving pure, effortless bliss through your state of being, not motivated action.
A subtle but important shift in motive. All right, last one, Principle 7, the slow death of not being the star.
This one's about time. Squandering your time and energy on things that don't directly benefit your journey, your purpose. It's like throwing away limited money. You can't get it back.
Getting distracted by things that don't matter, or maybe obsessing over others' success.
Both. Comparing yourself, watching others live the dream, instead of investing that energy in your dream, it pulls you away from your own pinnacle, leads to discontent. The call is to decide to be the star of your own life and focus your energy there.
And overcome those past moments where maybe your creativity was shut down.
Yes, like the kid getting yelled at for spilling paint. Shed those limitations. Take control of your time, schedule it, push yourself, get a bigger plate handle more than you think you can. Be inspired by others, sure, but pour your energy into your own creation.
Wow, okay, that's a lot to take in. Foundation building, then 7 powerful principles for change. Choice, pausing, sufficiency, retraining the brain, focusing energy, pure motives, and starring in your own life.
It really lays the groundwork. And all this leads into part 3, which is about identifying your what.
That thing you were born to do, not just a job you choose, but something that chooses you.
That's how it's described. Living this brings freedom, self-expression. And the process to find it is the 7 seeds of your soul.
How does that work?
It's a deep dive. Step 1, list everything you truly love to do. Brutal honesty, even small things you haven't done in years. Broaden specifics. Bowling with Grammys becomes spending time with loved ones. Focus on the feeling. Prioritize the list.
Okay, list the loves. Step 2 must be
List the hates. Everything you abhor doing. The book says every minute spent on these reduces your life expectancy. Often these are things you're paid for, but the cost to your soul is high.
recognizing what drains you, what suppresses your inner self.
Exactly. Then step 3, apply the 7 seeds questions to your prioritized love list.
7 specific questions.
Yeah, like, would you do it unpaid? Does it inspire you daily? Is it natural as breathing, a special gift? Does time stand still? Can you make money? And crucially, does it involve more than 2 things I hate?
So it has to meet most positive criteria and avoid too many negatives.
Right. Brutal honesty again. First answer is usually right. If it's yes to the first 6 and no to involving more than 2 hates, it's potentially your what. Your true what must involve no more than 2 hated activities.
That's a clear filter. It forces you to align passion with practicality and sustainability.
It's presented as the most important exercise. Don't rush it. The author shares finding his what was help people live as their true selves.
What if you find more than one what?
Look for synergy. Or pursue them in parallel for a bit. See which resonates more deeply. Cooking and teaching. Maybe cooking classes. Sports and writing. Sports journalism.
Finding the intersection. Okay, so you find your what. Then what? Chapter 16 preview.
Right. Now what? Finding it gives you that GPS, that purpose. Visualize the destination, living your what daily, getting paid well for it. Then you need a game plan.
Failure to prepare is preparing to fail, John Wooden.
Exactly. Like coaching a team. Identify the ultimate objective, living the what. Define the steps to get there, reverse engineer it, create a roadmap, and then begin.
Start taking steps.
Yeah. It's an evolving recipe. Life shifts gradually from 100% current job, 0% what, towards 100% what. It takes belief, especially if the what is challenging, like becoming a Hollywood director.
Believe I'm possible.
Talk about it. Talking makes things happen. It will require sacrifice, interning, taking side jobs. The Dave Ramsey quote fits. If you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. Stay focused, talk to people, find mentors. Nothing stops you unless you stop you.
Powerful call to action. And part 4, creating your legacy. Briefly,
It brings it all together. The coat of arms exercise is a key tool there.
a visual reminder.
Yeah. Your motto, life purpose, slogan, how you interact, and shield. Key life areas principles. It's a living document to keep you focused on who you're becoming. There are other exercises too, like a letter of reflection.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive. We went from understanding who you are, learning stages, vulnerabilities, to applying these life-altering principles. Choice, pausing, sufficiency, brain retraining, energy focus, motives, being the star, then finding your unique what and planning to live it.
The core message seems to be that this journey isn't passive, it's active. Deep self-understanding, conscious choice, intentional action, letting go of past limitations but learning from them.
Moving from being that windsock to setting deep anchors, living that pre-sent future.
And these sources offer practical frameworks, exercises, shortcuts maybe, to gain that self-knowledge and make those changes. Identifying patterns, leveraging strengths, making conscious choices.
But the tools only work if you use them, right? You can't hire someone to do your push-ups.
Exactly. The insight is just the start. The work is yours.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you listening. If the book suggests that reaching your peak, living your what, is absolutely possible because you've likely already tasted that state at some point, what's one small step, maybe even an uncomfortable one, you could take today to reconnect with that feeling? What's one thing you can load onto the front of your treadmill right now?